How an indie developer makes $700,000 a year building iOS apps. So today we're talking about Adam Little, and his description of himself, a very quick one, is I build and flip iOS apps. More specifically, he built more than 50 apps and he sold 10 of them. So here are some of the apps that he built, and these are all available on his portfolio online. And by building all of these 50 apps, he acquired so many skills that he just got better every time, and it just got easier and easier for him. So you might think, like, how is it possible that one person built so many apps? Well, the thing is, at first, I'm sure it took him a lot of time to build his first apps, but he just got better and better every single time. That the speed for him, the time it takes for him to build his latest apps or newer apps is just way smaller than his first apps, which took him a long time. And his portfolio of apps, some apps are monetized and some are not, and this is how he's making a living, building these apps, monetizing them, and for some of them he's actually selling them. And he got so good at this and he got successful at it, that he scaled his ad business to $700,000 a year. And with this, he actually got to move to a different house. He got a better life, and he's making a very good income. So Adam Little's story didn't always start like this. A couple of years ago, he was in a very bad spot in his life. He had $200,000 in debt. He had a big family to support, and he was unemployable. He had to do something. He worked for 2 years with this app business with no income, or just a little bit, but really nothing. He was making nothing for 2 years. He was working hard for 2 years, and until something worked, until something clicked. And for him, the sauce is that there's no sauce, there's no secret. The secret is just work. You just have to work. You just have to keep grinding like he did for 2 years without making any money. He had to be committed. He had to be committed, and he was fully committed. He needed to make this work. He had a big family to support, and he was unemployable, like he was saying, and he had so much debt, and he had to make something work. This was an all in or nothing situation for him. So he worked hard every day to try to make this work. And it paid off. It paid off big time. He was able to pay off all of his debts, and he started to make really good money. On top of it, some really good profit. He got so good at it that he started to make too much money, and good for him. And his 2025 challenge is to actually get kicked out of the App Store Small Business Program. And if you don't know what he's saying over here, is that he's making so much money that the App Store won't recognize him as a small business anymore because he's making too much revenue. So he will have to go into a different tier. So how did he do it? So Adam over here will explain us and tell us some of the tricks that he used to get to that revenue. So first, he's saying that your app needs to get 200 to 300 downloads a week to make $500 a month each month. And after you start making $500 each month, he's saying that your app is worth around $12,000 to $30,000 if you sell it. So what you want to do is actually build an app that people want to install. So if you get people to install it now, you built an app that people actually want to use, an app that solves a problem, or an app that people need. So the first step is to build an app like that so you can get downloads. So when you get the downloads, then you convert these users into paid users with App Store subscriptions. And then when you start generating money with your app, then you can either do two things: either stay how you are, improve the app, and make more revenue with these subscriptions, or you could sell your app to a buyer to make much more than what you're making each month. So Adam is building apps really fast. As you've seen, he built more than 50 apps so far, and he one of the months he said that he built 9 apps. So building 9 apps is really crazy. It's basically building apps every couple of days, and to do that, he's not shy to tell us. He's telling everyone publicly that he's using AI for every step of the development. For the boilerplate, the starter code for every project is made with AI, ChatGPT. To be more specific, fixing bugs and fixing all of these crashes are done with AI, and even the app icons are made by AI, more specifically Midjourney. So going along with that, building apps with AI, he definitely went on and did this for some of his newer apps, some AI scanner apps or some an AI wrapper apps. So essentially, he built these AI scanner apps where you could identify insects, fish, or if a food is vegan or not. So very simple apps. It's essentially you going into ChatGPT, sending a picture of an insect or a bug, and then asking ChatGPT what type of bug that is. And ChatGPT will respond to you and tell you exactly what bug it is. But he figured not everyone does that. Not everyone goes into ChatGPT and asks these questions. So he built apps around this to make it really simple for the user. Because he saw there was a new market. He saw that there were these AI technologies that were just emerging. So he thought, you know what, let me build these AI scanners to make it really simple for these people to get information from all of these AI tools. And he built these apps really fast. It took him like a couple of days, and he monetized them immediately. And by doing that, he made $1,145 in just 2 weeks. And these AI scanners got really popular. He made $10,000 in total so far, and this blew his mind. How easy these apps were, how easy they were to build, and in the end, it made him so much money. He even shared the source code online, so you could actually go in his GitHub and download the code and run it on your own Xcode program, and then build your own AI scanner. At first, he was hesitant to do that, but in the end, that didn't really matter because copycats in the end were not a problem for him, because it does take a little bit of effort going inside, downloading the source code, and building your own app. And in the end, he just saw that no one really puts the effort to do that, so that was not a problem for him. Another secret for his app development is that he reuses code. So if he's building an app, if he builds an app, he builds it in a way where he can reuse the code. So he'll build the app, he'll build a piece of code once, and then he could use it for so many other apps. So if it comes to a time on a newer app, he needs to build a new section or a new component or some new code, then he's going to build it in a way where he could use it for another app. So that's a very smart way. So if you think about it, in the end, he has this huge library of reusable code. So in the end, like we were saying, at first, maybe it took a lot of time to build his first apps, but now he could build an app maybe in a couple of hours because he has so much source code where he could just reuse and plug and play, and he could have a fully built app in a matter of a couple of minutes. Another trick that he used to make revenue that he's doing right now is that he started to add weekly plans. Before, he only had monthly and yearly plans for his app subscriptions, but then when he added the weekly plans, it boosted his revenue by a lot, as you can see in this chart over here. And the reason for that is that the user, when he comes into your app and he sees your app, and then he sees that there is an app subscription, he sees that there's only a monthly and a yearly subscription. Now he's kind of on the fence, like, I might not subscribe for a year because that's too much of an investment. A month, yeah, I guess I could go for that one, but that's also too much. I don't want to pay like this big amount just for a month. Maybe I won't like using the app. But then if the user sees a weekly investment, a weekly subscription, then for them it's not as big of an investment, because the price is lower than a monthly subscription, and for sure the yearly subscription. So that invites the user to actually try the app subscription. They tell themselves, okay, it's just for a week. Let me just pay for this week and see how it goes, if I like the app or not. And some people stick with it. Some people like the app, and some change their subscription to monthly or yearly. But some actually stay with the weekly subscription, and for that, some people just forget to change, which gives you more sales in the end. And for Adam, it's not always success after success. Sometimes he does fail. Like over here, he did a pricing experiment where he had to change, where he wanted to change his app subscription from $15 to $25 a year. But then when he did that, the conversions and the activation rates just went down by a lot. But that's okay. That's just how development works. He learned from his mistakes and just kept going. And one other thing that Adam does to make all of his revenue is that he buys and sells apps. So this is one of the examples of when he bought an app. The app wasn't making so much revenue, but then when he bought it, he modified the source code, he made it better, he made the pricings better, the paywalls better, and in the end, he 10x the subscriptions over here. He started to make a lot more than what the app was making. So these are all the ways that Adam uses to make all of his revenue, and so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have any other slides. I hope you enjoyed something. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.